Hello, Centralia. I'm Shane Lothar.
And I'm Rachel Roddy.
And this is Centralia on Air. Thank you so much for joining us. Last week on the show, we had two great guests in studio. Local author and ministry leader Melanie Jackson came by. She just released a book called More Than Enough about her journey helping the homeless. And Melissa Lowry stopped in to tell us about Marion Eye Center's Back to School School Supply Drive, which you can still participate in through August.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of back to school, that's coming up, huh? It's going to be here before we know it.
Yeah. If you listen close, I'm sure you can hear all the moans and groans of thousands of students and teachers who are listening.
Yeah, you can almost hear it, can't
Yeah.
you?
I bet they're miserable.
It's only slightly drowned out by the hundreds of millions of cheers and celebrations from parents.
Yeah.
See ya, kids.
Did you see that sign going out of town after school was let out? And it says, "Tag, you're it, parents."
Oh, yes, I have. Touche, schools.
Correct. Hey, that reminds me. I got a joke for you.
Oh, goody.
What kind of school does the ice cream man go to?
Oh, I don't know. It's not...
Sunday school.
Okay. That's good. I like
Wait.
that.
I have more.
More?
Yeah. What kind of school do giants go to? High school.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay. What kind of school does a surfer go to? You got it. Boarding school. And what kind of school does King Arthur go to?
I don't know.
Night school.
Oh, boy.
Did you like that?
Yeah. Night school.
I like that one the best.
Did you ever read that book growing up, When Does School Start?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's When Does School Start by Wendy Bellrings.
Oh, man, that's funny.
Anyways, that was last week. But this is this week.
That's right. On today's show, we have Misty Ulmer and Becky McElhose from Kaskaskia College in studio. Becky and Misty are here to talk about KC's nursing program. All right, Misty and Becky, thank you so much for being with us today. We're here talking about the KC nursing program. So tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Well, my name is Misty Ulmer. I have been a nurse for about 28 years, and I'm an alumni of Kaskaskia College Nursing Program. Graduated back in 1990, and I've loved nursing all this time, and I have recently, in the past few years, came back to teach. So I'm faculty and now full-time faculty, and I'm the Healthcare Support Services Coordinator over the CNA program. So I have started doing that this year.
Awesome. And you?
My name is Becky McElhose. I graduated from KC in 2009. I immediately went to Good Sam in Mount Vernon. I worked on 3 Central, which was surgical and oncology, urology. And when we went to the new hospital, I moved into the 3200, which is a cardiac step-down unit. I pursued my bachelor's, my master's, then went into teaching, and now I teach cardio and respiratory with the ADN program, pharmacology and the LPN program, medical terminology, and advanced pharm in the ADM program.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I said. But I enjoy it. It's great to be back at KC. It's a great program.
Yeah, you guys both like teaching, obviously.
Yes, I actually have my master's and my bachelor's because we have to have that to get into the door at Kaskaskia to be, in fact, a faculty position.
So let's start off with, kind of the process of applying to be in the nursing program. How long does that process take? Where does someone go to apply?
So the beginning process is to have your CNA. You have to be certified with your CNA to get into our program.
Okay.
Not every program has to have a CNA certification to become an LPN or an RN, but we feel that it is the basis of the nursing field, so that is one of our prerequisites to get into the program. So there are placement testings. It's just a reading placement test to be into the CNA, to get into the CNA program. It's just an 8th grade reading level basically, and you get into the CNA program, and it's a 8 to 13 week course. And once you do that, then there is basically a list that we provide and medical terminology. Some other things. There's a testing that you have to go through for the RN program called the TEAS test. And there's a checkoff sheet that we have you go through, and an application process before you can get into the LPN or the RN, the ADM program.
The TEAS test. Does that stand for something?
It does, but you put us on the spot, and we'd have to look that up for you. It's probably in our book, but
and it's not an easy test.
It is not an easy test, but it is something that can be done. It's not a certain pass-fail. It goes upon a scoring system, and the higher you get, the better your chances are. And you can take it twice in 1 year, so it's not like a B, C, or a D, or an F. So.
Right. And it's not, are all the questions about like nursing?
No.
Right. That's what I thought.
No, there's math, reading, science on there. It's, I would almost similar to an ACT type test, but we can look to see, it's kind of neat because you can see how well you did in math, how well you did in reading, how well you did in science. So it's just overall to see how you would do in a nursing program is what we look at. So the higher score, of course, is the better to go. And there is places online to practice.
Right, in books to study and stuff for it, yeah.
Exactly.
So we know that there's a fall program and a spring program to get into. Has there always been that?
Not necessarily. Right now, in the RN program, we admit 4 times a year.
Okay.
LPN is fall and spring.
Okay.
So every 8 weeks for the RN program, we do admit 32 students.
Okay.
We also admit advanced placement. So any LPNs that are out there that would like to go into the RN program, they miss the first 2 semesters, they cross over and go right into the second semester. They missed the first 2 classes. So they go right into the second semester.
So what's the difference between LPN and RN? Well,
generally the difference is the skills that you need. LPN program is a 12-month program, and the ADM program is a 2-year program. The difference basically is that RNs they assess. Get more theory. They get more theory. They assess more. They are able to do more procedures like IV medications, assessing the patient, discharge instructions, things like that. There's a fundamental difference.
LPN can still pass meds.
They can pass meds, but they can't do any IVs.
IV meds.
Like IV injections. The theory is the most important.
And I think an LPN has more of the part that we always look at for the feeling of an LPN does the hands-on, but the RN learns why they're doing the hands-on. So the RN is the leader, where the LPN is the vocational type nurse, where the RN is the person that is leading the group, and they are the one in charge, where the LPN does know what they're doing, but the RN has learned the deep down and why they're doing what they're doing, where the LPN can do the work and the RN is overseeing what that LPN is doing.
Okay, so one is just a little bit more in-depth. Okay. We know clinicals is a big part of any nursing program. Where are some of the places your students do their clinicals?
Well, we go to Salem Hospital. We go to Vandalia, Good Sam, St. Joe's and Breeze, St. Elizabeth's and O'Fallon, St. Joe's and Highland.
We have, in the CNA program, they start everything within a long-term care facility. And because the CNA program is regulated by Illinois Department of Public Health, and long-term care is the basis for the beginning because of how they take care of patients. So we use also Vandalia long-term care. We're using Greenville, which has now became Greenville Nursing and Rehabilitation. We are using Washington County Hospital, which has a long-term care. We are going to be using Centralia Manor, and Aveston has a Aveston nursing home. At this time, that would be the ones that we're going to use this fall.
We also go to St. Mary's Centralia.
St. Mary's Centralia.
And doctors in Salem?
And Doctors in Salem, that will be this fall as well.
Yeah, the LPNs go to doctors in Salem also.
There's probably a lot of value in using all those different places. They can probably get a lot of different experiences as they're doing their clinicals.
And that works for job availability.
It really helps with the different specialties because they do their clinicals on what classes they're taking in the RN program. So in my class, in the cardio and respiratory, we go to the 3200 step-down unit of Good Sam. They go to the telemedicine department in St. Elizabeth's. St. Mary's, they go to tele. So, and then when they're an OB, they go to OB departments. A lot of the different hospitals don't have an OB department, or they don't have a tele or an ICU. So it helps to switch them around so that they can get that specialty. So their clinical matches with their course, and they can integrate all that information that they're getting in while they're sitting in class into their clinical setting, which really cements the ideas into their heads.
Right. And a lot of times, like even CNA, and I'm sure like LP and RN, where they're like, hey, if you need a job,
that's exactly
apply.
It. I tell my students every day that every time they walk on that floor in that facility, it is a job interview.
Yeah.
And people will remember you. So to make sure they put their best foot forward, not only for us, but also because, people remember, the staff remember, and whenever they go back for interviews, the staff remember how they reacted to their patients and how much work they did with their patients. So it's a great experience for all of them.
And it's a bonus. You're already learning stuff while you're in there, and you know the ropes a little bit. So
I always get excited when my students go to like the tele floor or ICU. I'm like, yes, everybody will then so be because they get to be with the babies, and I'm like, if I can draw them away from the babies and go into hearts, I feel I did my job well.
There you go.
Because I am the heart of the program.
She's the heart and I'm the backbone.
Who's the brains, though?
Well, we should switch.
Switch out.
Okay.
So do you have any idea how many successful nurses have come out of the KC nursing program?
Well, let me tell you, we have a Facebook page, and we really started focusing on it, on social media.
She's the social media brain,
yes.
I tell you that.
Yes, I'm all about the social media because I feel that's the way to draw attention to our program, to show what we do, and to connect with our former students. And back in the fall, I asked where our students are. They are everywhere. We even have students in Alaska, in an island off Alaska. They're forensic nurses. They are ICU nurses. They are transplant nurses. I mean, they are just everywhere. ICU down in Alabama, University of Tennessee. They're just everywhere. And I try to tell the students that come in that nursing is just not bedside nursing. You can do whatever you want. I mean, if you want to sit in a room all day, 4 walls, and answer phones, people calling, you can. If you want to go into legal counsel, you can be part of legal counsel.
Traveling nurse.
Yeah, traveling nurses. People go up north in the summer and down south in the summer or in the winter. I mean, they're just everywhere. Our graduates are everywhere. I think I had I thought it was like 17,000 views on that alone. And gosh, it was like 300 responses. They were just everywhere. It was just awesome. It was great.
Everybody talks about how great the nursing program is at KC.
You can look at our numbers. You can Google and see our pass rates. I mean, you can tell depending if you look at the different schools.
And people are coming from all over to go to this program.
Yes, they do. But we generalize our area, our district. But we do have people coming in out of district to come to our school. We've had inquiries. Oh gosh, I had one from Hannibal, Missouri. It's an awful long way to travel to go to school. Just like, But it's great to see that our name's getting out there and that people, recognize what quality nurses that, that graduate from our program.
And we are signing with St. John's to further their education so they can go right from our program, say, into St. John's and continue with their bachelor's. It's not just their ADN, their RN. They can finish with their BSN and everything can move right over with them. So if they don't want to just stop and they want to continue on for their bachelor's or their master's, we are signing agreements to work together with those other colleges. We just signed one in February with St. John's. I believe that was, it was at our board meeting. The St. John's Dean of Nursing and their president were at our board meeting, and I watched the ink dry. So they were there with our president, Evans, and Dean of Nursing, and they signed that together. So we're working really hard to make those things work so they can not just have, their associate, which is great, but everybody can do what they want to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
What we found is if you go to a community college, even if it's not Kaskaskia, if you go to a community college and then go to work, you're getting paid the same amount as a BSN nurse. The difference is that whenever you go to that facility, they'll pay for your schooling to get your BSN. So you're not going into school $100,000 in debt. Whereas when you come out of KC, we have one student that said that, her friends that went to another college, they were paying student loans, and she took her first paycheck to the mall and spent her whole paycheck because she didn't have any student loans when she got out of school. So it's just, everybody focuses on BSN, that like SLU won't take ADN nurses or Barnes, but they hire our nurses.
And they will put them right into school.
Yes. They hire ADNs, and we've had several, Missouri Baptist, Barnes, St. Louis University, all those hospitals are taking our nurses and putting them right into the BSN program. So
you're just signing a contract that says you will have it within so many years, and they're paying for it.
Yeah. So everybody's afraid that, I have to get my BSN, but that's not the case. You stick close to home, you have clinicals around here, and you can go anywhere, that you really want to go.
You're listening to Centralia on Air with Shane and Rachel. When we come back, we're going to quiz Misty and Becky on a little nursing trivia. Stick around, we'll be right back. Shane and Rachel here. This is Centralia on Air. We have Misty and Becky from Kaskaskia College in studio today. All right, ladies, we know you know nursing, but how much do you really know? Let's find out. Question 1, true or false? The first nursing school was established in India in 250 BC.
You're a brat.
Hey, it's 50-50.
I'll say true.
I'll say you're right.
Yay!
At the time, only men were allowed to attend. Things have certainly changed, huh?
Yeah.
I think I read something like only 5% of nurses are male, so there's a big flip-flop.
Probably true, yeah.
Okay, question 2. The first nursing school in the United States was started in what year? 1762, 1862, or 1962?
I'd say 1762.
Because the other one was 15 or whatever.
17, 18, or 19?
I'd say 17.
18. 1862.
We're way out there, Beck.
The New England Hospital for Women and Children opened in Boston in 1862. In 1873, America's first women-trained nurse graduated from the school.
Learn something every day, Beck.
There you go. Maybe we'll learn some more here. Question 3, another true or false. There are over 100 nursing professions to choose from.
I agree.
Over? Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes, true.
Correct. There's something like at least 104 different nursing professions available. As you guys know, it's a very customizable career with lots of different degrees and certifications.
Oh, yes.
There we go. All right, question 4. This is a good one. How many miles do nurses walk in a day? 1 mile, 4 miles, or 10 miles?
I would say 4 miles.
Yes.
So would I.
The average nurse walks 4 to 5 miles per day during a 12-hour shift, while the average American only walks about 2.5 miles per day.
Becky's got a Fitbit on, so.
You can confirm that?
Yes, she confirms.
Okay, last one. Question 5. What famous poet served as a volunteer nurse during the Civil War? Was it Robert Frost, Emily Dickinson, or Walt Whitman?
Why do I want to say Whitman, but I
want
don't
to say
know.
Whitman, too.
I'm going to say you should say that. You are correct. Walt Whitman. Good
I have
job.
no idea, but that just came to mind like being, okay.
Well, Walt has a poem called The Wound Dresser, which got its
Wow.
theme from his nursing experience in Fredericksburg, Virginia during the Civil War.
Interesting.
All right, ladies, thank you so much for being here today. We hope to have you back again sometime.
Will do.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you very
for
much.
having us.
You're listening to Centralia on Air with Shane and Rachel. We'll be right back.
Shane and Rachel here. You're listening to Centralia on Air. Rachel, how you doing? How you been? What you been up to? What are your thoughts on the current political climate?
Oh, boy.
Different show.
Yeah, way different show. I've been good. I haven't told you.
What?
Chris and I rescued a little kitty the other night.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Where? Tell me everything.
Well, we were sitting outside on the front porch, and all of a sudden, this little kitty jumps up on our porch. Yeah. And he's just like, walking around like he owns the place.
Oh.
And I'm like, Chris, what? Have you ever seen this cat in the neighborhood? He's like, no. So he texted the neighbor, and the neighbor's like, yeah, it's my next door neighbor.
Oh.
So Chris takes the cat back over there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, here's your cat back. Must have got out, And the people are like, yeah, we don't want it.
Oh.
Yeah. So at 10 o'clock at night, we're in Walmart
Buying cat stuff.
cat stuff.
Okay.
And the little kitty had fleas so bad.
Yeah.
It was really sad.
Did you pick them out one by one?
Oh, yeah. Maybe not like that, but we gave him a bath or 3.
So now you are pet parents.
Cat mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is good training.
I'm a little allergic to cats.
Oh, shoot. Really?
Yeah. So I think right now it's okay because he's like a little kitten.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it's going to be like later.
Well, weird thing. I grew up with cats in our house.
Yeah.
And then I went away to college, and when I would come back home, all of a sudden I was allergic to them.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened, but...
It's kind of weird. That happened. I grew up with cats or a cat, and yeah, I don't know what the deal is. So, anyways, we named him Callaway.
Oh my gosh. Golfers over here. Jeez. Cal for short.
Yeah, I told Chris that he didn't like that. He didn't like Cal.
Oh, dude, you gotta go with Cal.
I know,
That's
I
a
thought so
nickname.
too. But anyways, he's a wild man.
Oh, really?
Yes. He has kept me up through the night.
He's already getting into some shenanigans.
Oh, yes.
Well, we look forward to many, many cat stories.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure.
I'll tell some.
All right. So I was looking at our fancy, somewhat pointless national goofy holiday calendar thing,
Yeah?
and I saw that we missed a big one a couple weeks ago. A biggie.
Uh-oh.
Something everybody can relate to.
Yeah. Some more than others.
Ooh, hello. July 16th was National Get Out of the Doghouse Day. And I'm sorry, but I cannot just sit idly and let this national treasure go by uncelebrated. So, in our quest to ever improve the lives of our listeners, I declare we help a brother out, or sister. It's time for the top 5.
Yes. Shane and I are going to give you our top 5 things to get yourself out of the doghouse.
Before we begin, I gotta say something.
All right.
Now, I know it goes both ways, But this whole in the doghouse thing is mostly a guy thing, isn't it?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
when have you ever heard about a girl being in the doghouse? When was the last time you were in the doghouse?
Last night? No.
Picking up a cat that you weren't supposed to? Yeah.
No, that was Chris's idea. No, I'm never in the doghouse. I'm pretty perfect.
Right.
Just
I mean, you
kidding.
basically built the doghouse for Chris.
Yeah, I mean, women built the doghouse.
Yeah. In preparation
Yeah,
that the male will soon be in it.
yeah. And what about you? Silence. Crickets.
Well, actually, the judge says I'm not allowed to talk about it publicly. So, anyways, number one,
Moving on.
if you're in the doghouse, specifically getting the silent treatment,
Ugh.
and you're not even sure why, you've got to figure out why. Confront your partner, figure out where you went wrong.
Sometimes people just get upset and they don't know how to express their unhappiness with you. So they give you the silent treatment. Or they think you should already know why they're upset. Either way, the sooner you ask them to talk about it, the sooner it'll be forgotten. The key, though, is to listen. Really listen. Your partner needs to know you're paying attention.
That's good advice, Rachel.
Thanks.
What were you saying?
What?
I wasn't listening.
Oh.
Number two, the best way to get out of the doghouse, apologize. Swallow your pride and apologize. You did wrong. You know why it was wrong. So just say you're sorry.
Oh, and none of those backhanded apologies either. I'm sorry that you got mad.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry that you don't understand my job.
And no, I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
just take ownership and make things right. And be honest.
Oh, yeah. It's a good little tip there at the end. Just remember, this ain't no One Republic song. It's never too late to apologize.
Oh my gosh, you should apologize for that.
I'm sorry, America.
Okay, number 3 on our list. Make the time fit the crime. If you're in the doghouse for being insensitive, then flowers or candy or something small with a message, I'm sorry I was a jerk, are good. If your crime was not paying attention, then dinner and your undivided attention should fix everything. Forget the technology. Put it down.
Yep, we've talked about
When
this
you
before.
are out to dinner, put that phone down. If you're watching a movie, put the phone down. That's
Guess
why
what?
Chris gets mad at me.
Guess what? You don't need to take a picture of your dinner.
Yeah. He says, why would I watch a movie with you if you're just going to be on your phone the whole time?
It's not enough for him that you're just sitting there.
Yeah.
He needs you all there, 100%, Rachel.
Yeah.
Get out of that doghouse.
And then he tries to talk to me during the show, so I pause the show so he can talk.
Okay. I've pulled that once or twice.
Yes.
And if your crime was running over the in-laws' pet cat, you should probably make a trip to the local animal shelter.
Did you do that?
I thought I did it once. But we're okay.
Okay, good.
Shane and Rachel here. You're listening to Centralia on Air, and we're giving you our top 5 ways to get you out of the doghouse. Number 4 on our list is make a silent peace offering. What does that mean, Rachel?
Let me tell you. A lot of times, the guy in the relationship, I'm not saying always, will say, I washed the dishes, or I did a load of laundry.
Mm-hmm.
The silent peace offering is doing it and not saying anything.
Not trying
We
to
know you did it.
toot your horn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, wash the dishes, do the laundry without being asked, surprise flowers at work, change the bed sheets. But maybe you should ask, like, when the last time you changed the bed sheets. What if it was,
Yeah.
like, the day before?
Yeah, that's probably not productive.
Make up a fake anniversary, like happy 2000th day together, and celebrate with a special lunch date.
I like that. Now, this one might not magically fix everything, but you can bet it's going to start wearing them down a little bit and start to chip away at that grudge they might be holding.
Finally, last but not least, number 5. Remember, being right isn't always everything.
If you're in the doghouse because you guys got into a fight, pointing out that you were right all along is not going to help the situation.
Really?
Imagine that.
I can't believe that. Just say, hey, I was wrong. Sorry. Getting out of the doghouse isn't about justice. It's about grace. Showing your partner that you are more important than your ego or some stupid argument is what makes a relationship last. And it's guaranteed ticket back into the real house.
Yeah, like a real boy.
Yeah.
All right, that's our top 5 things you can do to get yourself out of the doghouse. And I bet if you worked some of this I bet if you worked some of this stuff into your daily life, they might keep you from being banished there in the first place.
Up next, we've got the community calendar. You're listening to Centralia on Air with Shane and Rachel. Stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Centralia on Air with Shane and Rachel. Here's a look at your community calendar. Spaghetti dinner benefit held for John and Janet Hayes, who are both dealing with medical issues, on Saturday, August 4th from 4 to 8 at Grace Nazarene Church in Salem. The spaghetti dinner is $7 and includes drink, bread, and dessert. There will also be a live auction. All proceeds will go to help the family cover medical expenses.
St. Francis in Aveston invites you to the church picnic on Saturday, August 4th. They'll be serving fried chicken dinner starting at 3:30 until 7:30. Don't miss the raffle, baskets, margaritas, country store, and quilt bingo will start at 6:30.
J. Jolliffe Memorial Golf Tournament on Saturday, August 11th. Start time at noon. Cost is $70 per player or $280 per team. Entry fee includes lunch, dinner, and drinks on the course. All proceeds from the tournament will provide scholarships to district students who will be attending college.
Centralia Balloon Fest weekend starts August 17th through the 19th at Foundation Park in Centralia. 35 hot air balloons, 4 balloon races, 2 balloon glows, fireworks, car show, craft fair, and entertainment. Listen right here all weekend for Balloon Fest updates and what's going on.
The Marion Eye Center will be doing a school supply drive for local schools and towns there as a Marion Eye Center. In July and August, each office will have a donation box people in the community can leave supplies at.
Centralia Fire Protection District is hosting Glow Bingo at the Centralia Elks on Saturday, September 8th. Doors will open at 6 and bingo will start at 7. $1,000 in cash prizes, 50/50, and cash bar. $20 per person in advance. For more information, call the station at 532-3941.
And a look at your local area blood drives. Wednesday, August 1st at Carlisle High School from 2 to 6. Thursday, August 2nd at Crossroads Community Hospital from 7 to 5. Friday, August 3rd at Central City Lions Shelter from 2 to 6. Sunday, August 5th at the First United Methodist Church in Mount Vernon from 8 to 1. And that's a look at your community calendar on X95 in the Big 1210. If you have an event you would like to share with us, you can email wiley1210@gmail.com. Or for more information about these events and others, check out our website at x95radio.com.
That's it for this week. If you want to give us some of your getting out of the doghouse tips, hit us up on Facebook or Twitter at X95 Radio. If you like what you heard today, come back next Sunday at 11 on X95 in the Big 1210. You can also find past shows on YouTube. Thank you so much for listening, and until next time, she's Rachel Roddy.
And he's Shane Lothar.
And this was Centralia on Air.